Well, it's that time. It's Thursday night. It is March the 13th, 2025, and you are watching live and in color Charlie Platt at the Dirt Road Sports Show. Welcome, welcome, welcome to all of you that are out there watching tonight. We appreciate each and every one of you for taking your time each Thursday night to bring us into your home or wherever you may watch us. Appreciate you very much. Don't forget to hit the like button, hit the share button if you're on the Facebook, and also don't forget about our YouTube channel. I had a man tell me last week that he wasn't on Facebook, but somebody put him onto our YouTube channel, and he's now a new fan from up in Baker County, Georgia, and we appreciate him for watching us and going to our YouTube channel. Hey, you can watch every episode there. They're not archived on Facebook, but on Dirt Road Sports YouTube channel, all of our episodes are archived in there for you live. Guys, we got a big show planned for you tonight. We got a lot of stuff going to happen. We do know some of the things we're going to talk about tonight, but a whole lot we don't know what we're going to talk about, but we will when the show's over. But we got a great show in store for you. We're going to have a good time tonight. You're going to learn something here tonight because you're going to be able to find out about it right here on Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show, whereas you wouldn't be able to find out on any other channel, news source, social media, or anywhere.
Nowhere.
Right here Thursday night. It's the place to be. It's the place to learn. It's the place to get educated. It's the place to have a good time and let your hair down. What's that old song? The good times roll. We're coming to you live.
It goes something like that.
Yeah. Let me see if I can sing one time. We're coming to you live from our studio right here in Enterprise, Georgia. Our studio at 100% Flamingo Boulevard, Georgia, and our studio at turn number 3 at the Old Rocket Speedway in Dothan, Alabama. Satellite signal lost tonight at the Thompson Town studio, but maybe he'll be back next week. Live all across the great United States of America. And in foreign countries where it's legal and illegal for us to broadcast our show. All 57 states, 5 foreign countries, 4 sunken islands, and the great state of Baker County, Georgia, since day one. 5 years we've been on the air this month, and Baker County has always been one of our biggest supporters, coming loud on the hilltop in Baker County, Georgia. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the truth. Nothing but the truth, as I told you momentarily ago. You'll only hear things right here on Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. You will only learn tips here on Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. You will sometimes only learn the truth and the real truth right here on Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. But if you do not subscribe to conservative Judeo-Christian principalities and conservative ideologies, then most likely you have stumbled upon the wrong channel and the wrong TV show. You need to turn the channel. We ain't going to do anything but cause your ulcer to bleed, your blood pressure to rise, and maybe your hemorrhoid to blow out. So just turn it right now while you can. Found a brand new one this week. It's a simple business. It's not a conglomerate. It's not a diversified business. It's a simple business, man. Simple 91.6749 and 1/82 of an inch in diagonal.
The big screen.
I know.
Luther. My po-in-law's named Luther, but it ain't my po-in-law. Luther's layaway funerals. We keep them cold until final payment. Easy terms, non-refundable in Lucille, Georgia.
And you know what? I almost ruined that for you because when you said they have one product type deal, I said, I started saying, another funeral home or crematory burn barrel. I knew it was coming.
You know, when we have our singular advertisers on these non-diversified businesses, it seems like they're always in the same type of business.
It does, yeah.
What was that again? That Luther who? Luther what? Say again.
Luther, I didn't get his last name.
I know, but Luther, what's the business he in now?
Luther's layaway funerals, where we keep them cold until final payment, easy terms, and refundable in Lucille, Georgia.
No.
Luther also owns the ice house in Lucille, Georgia. I know for a fact.
Ice machine there.
Yes.
Hey, so deal if you need to keep your loved ones cold until you can get it paid for, or you just need a 20-pound bag of ice. Go buy.
Oh my Lord, Marvin.
Marvin.
Man, you a mess. We may have to look old Luther up. His funeral just keep getting higher and higher, man. You can't have no discount funeral no more.
Yeah, I think probably the average now for a funeral is 12 to 15,000.
Man, please. Lord have mercy.
Yep.
Ooh.
And a cremation is, I think, at least 3,000.
No, man. Surely not. When you get one of them burn barrels, you do it for $99.
That's it, 99, or 3 payments of 33.
That's it.
But hey, if you can't pay for it and you need it on terms, you go put them on ice.
Go see Luther.
Let me say something about that. The funeral cost. And you talked cremation, $3,000. When my mother passed away, I had to make some calls on some stuff, and I did something that maybe I knew who I was going to probably deal with from the start, but I just, for the heck of it, made 4 different phone calls to 4 different funeral homes, and I got 4 different prices, same product. So I'm just saying, in some cases, if they're up there too high, shop around if you need to. I mean, that's life. That's reality.
That's it. Find your best. Because it's all over but the shouting anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, some of it was as much as half price what the other one was.
Same deal, same service.
Yeah.
I noticed on watching Matt Dillon. I've watched Matt Dillon ever since in the late 50s. He had an undertaker on there. His name was Percy Crump. Was the undertaker. I never heard Percy Crump ask anybody for any money to bury somebody. Matt would have to kill him. They drag him. He'd say, "Take him over to Percy Crump's," and Percy put him in the ground, man, up there.
That's right.
It was pretty. It was pretty easy process with him there that he did that. But they put him in. Somebody had to make a casket or something.
Not a lot of those anymore around that'll do it like that, are there?
No,
I don't think so. And they want the money up front. They want it's like it's like Luther over there. Luther, they done got so high. Luther got your layaway terms over there.
that's right.
It's literal layaway.
Yeah.
Literal layaway. But he will keep your loved ones cool until you come up with a time for the burial, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's got that ice house.
And the quicker you can come up with the money, the better they're gonna look in the casket. Ain't nobody gonna come. It take you about 3 years to pay for it. There ain't nobody gonna walk by and say, "Oh, don't it look natural?"
Hey, Floyd, we got a brand new sponsor this week. Tell them about
Hey man, that's one of my good friends up in Baker County, Georgia. Man, we got Baker County covered like the dew covers Dixie. Now, Dick Rose Sports, Charlie Platt we got some fans in Baker County. We got some people that stick with us. That's a LAE blueberry farm up there. That's Larry Etheridge. I think his name Larry Allen Etheridge. His daddy's name Larry, so I'm gonna say his name Allen Etheridge up there in Baker County. He's got 50 acres of those blueberries, and he was one of the pioneers in the blueberry business up in Baker County. Been in there a pretty good while. I was talking to him this afternoon, and you see those boxes out in that field there. A lot of you know what that is. You people that's in Martha's Vineyard might be watching. You have no idea. That's beehives. And on his 50 acres of blueberries, he's got 50 acres of blueberries. He got 200 hives to pollinate the blueberry plants, and there are 30,000 bees to each hive. That's a total of 6 million bees that are on his farm that are pollinating his blueberry crops and pollinating other things too. But he uses those bees. He believes in them. And Marvin, the guy from Colquitt, we got a guy from Colquitt that provides all of his bees for him and provides a lot of the bees to these produce growers and to these plantations that grow blueberries and things. And it's Booby Snipes, an air conditioner guy here in Colquitt, Georgia. He's the bee man. And so we got a good, strong connection. Miller County and Baker County got a good, strong connection with the blueberry business up there. But Alan Etheridge, we're gonna have him on. We're gonna have him on live. We're gonna go up there one day and film his blue bears. He said, let it be a little bit longer. He said that the little bears are just coming on them now. They're little green bears, hard to see on there. But he's got a first class operation up in Baker County, Georgia, Newton, Georgia, and y'all check him out. It's Alan Etheridge, LAE Farms. Have you got a phone number on that, Marvin?
I went on the Facebook page and I couldn't find the phone number, but he does have a Facebook page called LAE Farms LLC, Newton, Georgia, and you can catch him on Facebook.
I know where he's at. I know where he's got a nursery out there too that he does a lot of business with. And anyway, we'll get all that information up for you. We're not going to shoot from the hip tonight, but we'll get it up for you. And but y'all, if y'all around in this area, just call me or Corey, either one. We'll tell you right where to go out there to see Alan. And blueberries are going to be ready in about 3 weeks. That's when they're going to be ready. But he was telling me also about the bee population. He said in the last 20 years, it's down about 50 to 70%. The bee population has died out.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going to happen if the bees leave here. We are going to.
What'd you say?
It's going to be tough times. It's going to be tough times.
Yeah.
That's one of God's creations, and man can't recreate that. He thinks he can, but he can't do it. So, y'all pray for the bees.
Yeah.
All right, my buddy Coach Al Griffin and Coach Hicks have been added again up on the backwater. A nice little selection of some of the crappie they caught this week. I tried to get another picture over there to you, Marvin. I couldn't. We got Al and the coach do a good job. We got another fellow over here that's just tearing them up every time he goes. And he did, as far as I know, he didn't even start fishing till about a year ago. He is a retired turnip salesman / chitlin stuffer. A retired turnip salesman, chitlin stuffer. You know what that means, Floyd?
He makes sausage.
He makes sausage, and he's retired the produce business, Gary Gullich. And he has gone crazy on fish he's catching. He's got one. I tried to pull the picture down. I'll get it for next week. He holds that thing up against a 5-gallon bucket. And that fish is almost as long as that 5-gallon bucket is tall.
Lord have mercy.
So that all these boys is catching these perch, whatever you want to call them. I agree with what I've kind of seen from all the pictures. These fish are about 30% bigger than what we're accustomed to seeing come out of, whether it be Lake Seminole, Lake Eufaula, the river, wherever. Just got a better number.
Why do you think that is, Charlie?
They talk about all the shad up there on Lake Eufaula. Shad's got a good population of shad, and I think they just got. I think a lot more folks are fishing for crappie, speckled perch, whatever you want to call them. Coach Griffin and I talked about it this afternoon. Enough folks are now going after them. Used to be that was a trash fish, don't it? Now everybody getting in the crappie fishing business, and I think they've been thinned out to where the ones that are still up there have got more shad to eat, or whatever the case may be. But they're getting bigger than what we've had. Now I talked to Floyd, and I don't know if he shared with you, Marvin, the concerns of the viewers over here on the west side of the Chattahoochee River. And I don't know if he gave you that message or not, but
what was it?
I think it's a legitimate message. The message is we have the same elections that you folks have in Georgia. And we elected 2 people to represent us in Washington, D.C. in the U.S. Senate. And you folks over there did too. We are pleased with the 2 that we have, be it Senator Katie Britt or Senator Tommy Tuberville. And why y'all want to send y'all's reverend senator over here to start preaching in churches on Sunday night? You're
getting reckless with that word, y'all. Now you're getting real.
Well, I mean,
you need to reel it back in.
Are you a resident of the state of Georgia?
Reel it back in.
But we did not vote for him.
Yeah, you get reckless. Don't use us as a for instance.
Yeah. Hey, why don't y'all just keep him over there in Alabama?
No. We don't need him.
Hey,
I think
we don't
we can
need
get.
Hey, speaking of the Reverend, I wanted to tell y'all I got back from. I was preaching a revival this week, and I wanted to show y'all. Got back from preaching.
Whoa! You preached a revival?
Yeah, that was when I was preaching like a biker revival.
Have you ever been to a biker rally, Marvin? And seeing what takes place there. You probably need to go sometime, and that would be a good subject for one of your Sunday morning services to tell your congregation what you actually saw at the.
I have heard various stories on the Daytona bike get together down there, and some boys that possibly borrowed somebody's Winnebago back in the day to go down there.
Mm-hmm.
And on the first night, when lead come through the side of the Winnebago, they decided they did not want to stay at the bike rally any longer.
And smart people.
They come back to Alabama.
Let me just clear this up. So you know how that saying they put in those movies that there were no animals harmed in the making of this. That was a staged photo, so there was no animals or no Marvins harmed in the making of that picture.
We're just glad you confessed to the truth that you didn't take that thing on a spin, so to speak.
I don't think the man that owned it would have allowed it. If you
okay,
he had the key in his pocket, didn't he, Mark?
In other words, the man in the seat had the urge probably to want to feel what that would be like to do that, but the owner didn't particularly care.
I really didn't even have the feel. I just wanted to sit on it and make a picture. I had no interest in cranking it or riding it at all.
You're smart.
You made a good picture. It's a great picture. It is a great picture. You can share that on your Christmas cards or whatever, your anniversary cards.
That's it.
Oh, Charlie, he's on. He's joined us. He's left the creek down there and he's on live. So go ahead and do an ad for him.
Well, he's probably going to take the jet and head on up to New York City. I understand that Queasel has convinced the folks even in New York and on Martha's Vineyard, he is the way to go. And those 70 or so that got arrested at Trump Plaza today will be looking for that kind of attorney that they know will get them out of the wrong that they have done. Who are we talking about? Shingler Law, Dawsonville, Georgia. He is the best you'll find in this part of the country. Whether you want a lawyer that loves good college sports, NASCAR, whatever the case may be, and he can talk any subject you want to talk with him. He's knowledgeable, not only in law, but in life itself. And that's what you want when you need a man to go in that courtroom and defend you, or if you need a man to sit down and write out the right kind of will, legal document. It's all done right there with Billy Shingler. Shingler Law, 229-524-1225, the number to call. If you need an attorney, that's the man to call, Shingler Law.
Hey, Charlie, let me let you know this. I don't know if y'all know this or not about
Shingler. Is this one of them discounts that you know about that we don't know about?
Shingler is a weather aficionado. I didn't know if y'all knew that.
Excuse me, I forgot. I knew that. I'm sorry.
So We Go Weather on Facebook. He is an aficionado of the weather. I'm not saying that he is a meteorologist, but hey, he's as close and probably as good as many meteorologists are. But he's got a great Facebook page called Sowega Weather. Follow him. He'll keep you up to date on the latest weather conditions. And later on in the show, Charlie will be telling you, I think we got some severe weather coming in. So just make sure you stay weather wise.
Let me retract something for those folks in New York that need the best in law representation. Billy says he ain't going. I ain't lost nothing in New York City, is what he says.
Me neither.
I tell you what, we're going to make this offer. If if those of you in New York that need a good attorney, if you will send the Dirt Road Sports and Charlie Platt $10,000 of unrefundable money, we will do our best to try to convince him to take your case.
Try being the key word in that
Just
sentence
try.
that you just made.
We don't know if we'll succeed or not, but I doubt if he'd go. Me and Nadine's done figured it out. We done had this conversation. I wouldn't go. I wouldn't go to New York City after what I saw today up at Trump Towers.
No,
I wouldn't
no.
go. There ain't no money to. First of all, I ain't gonna get on another airplane. Me and her done decided we done been on all the airplanes we want to be on. We're not gonna get on another airplane, and we sure ain't going to New York City for nothing. We done
Yeah.
been. We've been. It was an experience, but not no more.
Good.
No.
Good. I remember you
Smart
telling
man.
me. I remember you telling me that one time in a conversation coming back about 8 o'clock one morning from the Charlie Platt show. I asked you, I posed a question to you, and you said, "Marvin, I'm good."
I'm good where I'm at.
You remember what the conversation was, don't you?
I can't remember. We've had a lot of conversations, Bob. I don't know how many of you listened to, but apparently you listened to one. So I can't remember what it was.
Whoa.
Tell them about this, Floyd.
I was out at my friend Johnny Miller's this afternoon here in Concord, and he's the guy that was on. That was at his house this afternoon with doing my little promo video there with all them hog heads and big old bull hog mounted on the wall and deer heads and all that. And he had called me and Nadine out there. Y'all, his wife called, said, y'all come out here, if y'all want to come out here and visit with us a little while. So we went out there, and they had a pot of mustard greens on the stove there and some cornbread that he'd fried up there. And Johnny is let me tell you what now, he is a true South Georgia redneck. I'm talking about with class and can do anything. Now he cooked them. Look at them greens. That's wild hog meat he got in them greens, and that cornbread he cooked that. They got he's got some little group of folks he meets with down there in Vader. They meet up and cook and do things, that men do when they cook and all that. And they have a championship. They put money on the table. They have cook-offs and they have competition. And that last time they were down there, they had them they had them a green cooking and cornbread cooking competition and Brunswick stew cooking competition. He told me how much money he come home with. I ain't gonna divulge none of that. The IRS may be watching, but he told me how much cash money he had rolled up in his pocket. He won the pot with the greens and with the cornbread and the Brunswick stew. He won all three events. Miller County man going down to Vader, Georgia, down there and winning all them pots.
Man,
all them hogs y'all see me. I don't know if how many of y'all saw my little promo video, but whole wall full of wild hog heads, big old tushes like that, sticking all out the mouth, all curled up, curled down, and everything like that. Every one of them hogs that he had mounted up there on that wall, he killed them hogs with. Now, are you listening to me? With you know what his weapon was that he had that he killed them hogs with? A knife, a Bowie knife. That's what he killed him with. He didn't get up there with a rifle, 100 yards away and shoot him with his night vision glasses and all that. He got down there with him, and he stuck a knife in the jugular vein, and they gone. They out. Then he got to drag him out there. I saw one. He had a creek out there at Williams Old Mill. Had one he caught. He run from way down there about Britson, run him all up the creek and all in there. Finally got him, killed him with a knife, man. I'm telling you, that's real. But I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get some more of him. I was out there this afternoon. He was telling some stories about one of his uncles that was a dirt road sport from way back yonder, and he was telling some stories about him. And that I'm gonna have to. He can tell a story. I mean, he could put a story on it. He talking about bear hunting. Johnny Miller talking about going bear hunting. Man, who in the world from South Georgia goes bear hunting? He went. He was into bear hunting. They didn't listen to him, and we told him, didn't we? We told him to say if anybody else was telling these stories, we wouldn't believe it. He putting it on now, but I'm telling you, he's something else. But he could listen to me now. He makes his own biscuits. He cooks his biscuits in a cast iron pot on coals on coal. Not I'm talking about on a coal fire, not in the oven. Out there with a fire he's built outside. We got to get. He said, "I want you to come one day. I want to show you my whole operation there out here." He talking about one of his uncles that stayed drunk all the time, and it sounded like one of your uncles, Marvin, Uncle
Yeah,
Zoo. Sounded
uh,
like a lot like Zoo. You hear me, don't you? You know what I'm talking about.
I
Sounded a
know.
lot like Zoo. What Zoo do? But anyway, that's a whole nother show right there.
That's a whole show. Hey,
That's a whole show.
Floyd, before I bring our special guest on tonight, I'm gonna roll you and Charlie off after you do the commercial. But for somehow I have wammocked up and I have lost Ziggy B's logo.
Oh no! Oh no! 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 No!
Got all the pictures. Got all the pictures. So just start talking, Floyd, if you will.
Well, Ziggy B's right here in Concord, Georgia. If anybody's been listening to us for the last 2 or 3 years, or ever how long she's been in business, that's how long she's been advertising with us. Y'all know where Ziggy B's is. We talk about it all the time, man. She's right there. She's right there on West Main Street, right by that great big old Ford car dealership. West Main Street, going right out of Concord, right behind the hardest place there. Ziggy B's fresh seafood right there. She goes down to Apalachicola and gets fresh mullet. She gets all of her fish for fresh snapper, grouper, all that good stuff. She gets down there at Apalachicola. She brings up crawfish. She fresh scallops and all the best shrimp you ever had in your life. And she can steam your shrimp for you right there. She can steam them, put any kind of seasoning you want on them. Got good Apalachicola oysters in there. You can buy them by the bag, by the half bag. You can do everything, anything seafood. Now she ain't got the Low Country Bowl this weekend, Marvin. You don't
I
need.
know, but I put it up
That's
for
the
the
phone
phone.
number right there.
Put it
That's
for
the
the
phone
phone.
number. 229-758-5430. But y'all look on that case right there. Look in that case right there and all that good stuff she's got.
Mm-mm-mm.
That's just a portion of it. Some of the best oysters, some of the best mullet I have ever cooked in my life. Fresh. They got clear eyes on them. They're good fresh. All her stuff is good fresh. Farm raised catfish fillets, got all that. Help yourself. You go in there and see Ziggy B right here in Concord, Georgia. Tell her you heard about it on the Dirt Road Sports, if you will.
Hey guys, we have a special segment tonight. We are going to talk a little bit about a play that goes on in Colquitt, Georgia. Been going on for now almost 35 years, I believe, is the last that I heard on that. And anyway, it's Swamp Gravy, Georgia's official folk life play, and it began last weekend and will run all throughout the month of March and then in October again. They've got a brand new show this season entitled Graveside Service, Graveyards, Ghosts, and Old Time Tales. And you can get tickets to those shows. They do a show on Friday night. They do a show at Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening. All you got to do is go to their website. That's www.swampgravy.com or call them at their box office, 229-758 5450. I'll put that back up in just a minute. But we have joining us tonight Mr. Mike Stewart and Miss Jennifer Trawick, who are very active with the Colquitt Miller Arts Council. And actually, both one is currently in the play and one has been in the play over the past years. And so we welcome you two tonight. Jennifer, let's start with you. Tell us a little bit about, well, Swamp Gravy, and then especially about this season's Swamp Gravy, the Graveyard Stories.
Oh, this is a good one. I went to see it last weekend and it's fantastic. Every swamp gravy's different. A lot of local stories, true stories from our region and area, and they're put into a play form and then they write original music. The music is fantastic this year. It's probably one of my favorites so far. And they put it all together with 100 volunteer cast and perform 4 weekends in March, and it is something to see. I mean, for something to go on for 35 years, it must be pretty good.
And
And
Jennifer, this play, Will Murdoch, he is the director,
he's the
the
writer of this one too.
the coup de grace of Swamp Gravy. And he also is the writer of this play. He wrote this play himself. And Will
That's
is a
right.
homeboy. Will's from Early County, Georgia. Went to SGA, and he was a product of Swamp Gravy. And then
That's
to be
right.
able to go off and get trained, and then come back and be the artistic director and the playwright, man, that says a lot about Swamp Gravy.
It's a pretty fantastic story to tell, and how you grow your own. You grow your own talent, and we certainly do in Colquitt, Georgia.
That's
No
it.
doubt about it.
That's
And
it.
we've had many, many students along the way get into professional careers in theater, and proud of it. I'm proud of them.
And now, Mike, you have been a cast member, I believe, now for how long?
10
10
years.
years. Wow. Cast member
Yeah.
for 10 years. Of course, you're just like everyone else. You're a volunteer. You're a member of the community. Y'all actually live in Early County or Calhoun County. And
Calhoun.
you come down and are a part of this play. Tell us, you're in the cast this time. You are in the play. I don't want you to spoil anything. Just give us in generalities a little bit about the play that might entice some people to go and see it for the remaining shows.
Several different scenes and things. There's scenes that take place in funeral homes, scenes that take place in hospitals, scenes that take place in the graveyard, where there's a lot more things that take place in the graveyard than just burying folks, and all that's in there. It's really a good time, and we were kind of worried at first because how do you put the cemetery, the graveyard, and all that together to make a show? But it has really turned out to be a good show.
It's a funny show.
You'll laugh a lot. You might cry some, but it's really a good play.
And now, I think I saw that maybe the afternoon matinees are sold out, but I'm assuming that on the Friday night and Saturday night shows, there are still tickets available through the end of March. Am I correct on that?
Yes. We have a lot of our church groups and senior centers that come on Saturday afternoon, around for the 2:00 show. So those are usually sold out. But the Friday night at 7 and the Saturday evening at 6 have still got tickets available. And just call the box office will be the easiest way to get
that's
them.
Correct. And I'm actually going tomorrow night. I'm going tomorrow night with my church group, and so I'm looking forward to seeing the show. It sounds like it's going to be a very interesting show, which they all are. And what I like about it is this, and I'm from Colquitt, been here my whole life, so I remember when Swamp Gravy was started. But it's the stories of our community and the surrounding area that are culminated together and retold to create artistic history. And that's what's so unique about Swamp Gravy. Jennifer, talk a little bit about, if you will, 35 years. 35 years.
That's a long time, isn't it? It's a long time for taking up stories, but I don't think Colquitt will ever run out of good stories. I mean, we produce them every year, and the cast evolves. We have cast members who started when they're small, and now they're bringing their children to be in the cast, and it just grows every year, and it's just such a good thing for our community. It keeps our community bonded. Swamp Gravy is kind of like church. You come to Swamp Gravy, and you have like you have your church family, you have your Swamp Gravy family, and it's just a pinnacle part of the community. Is so important, I think, and it certainly brands us, and that's what we're known for. I mean, if you say you're from Colquitt, Georgia, home of Swamp Gravy, you know.
Let me ask you this. Now, it's kind of like Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. You'll only hear the truth out of those stories. Is that correct?
That's right. That's the truth. That's the truth. In this play, you hear a lot of things that you probably similar stories to your family. You had that grandmother who wanted to be buried in clean underwear and wanted her makeup done just right, or somebody to be buried with their false teeth that was really important or something. So all these kind of familiar, funny stories. The play is really funny this year, and it's it just makes you think what's important. And I think all Swamp Gravies do that. It kind of gives you a reality check on life, and this one really does that about death.
I told Will I wish I'd have known he was going to do it as a minister. I've got some good
Oh
stories.
yeah.
The funniest thing that ever happened, well, it wasn't funny, but the weirdest thing that ever happened to me was at a graveside service. I just finished preaching and walked to the head of the casket, and two sisters came and started cussing me out one side and down the other. I thought my wife and them were going to get in a fight, and so I had to grab my wife and say, "Baby, it ain't worth it. Let's go." And so I put her in the car, and we got out of Dodge.
Only in South Georgia, right?
That's the kind of
Only
stories.
in Colquitt, Georgia.
Georgia.
And that's a true story. I promise you that. Mike, tell us a little bit about, you've been in it 10 years. I think your wife has been in it for 12 years. tell us a little bit about, before we go, what it's like to be a part of the cast of something like Swamp Gravy.
Well, it's like Jennifer said, it's you have your church family, then you have your Swamp Gravy family, and you come to depend on those people and they depend on you, and you miss them when they're not there and they miss you. And it's kind of crazy the couple of weeks before we put on the play, but it all comes together and everybody falls in line, and it's really a good time for everybody, lifts everybody's spirits. And when the lights go on the night of a show or the afternoon show, everybody turns it on, and it's really a good thing.
Well, hey, listen, go ahead, Jennifer.
I was going to say it's kind of like putting up Christmas decorations at your house. Nobody wants to have to do it, but once they're up, everybody loves it. And that's kind of like what opening a show is. Nobody wants to do all that practice, but they love it when it comes together for the show.
Yep.
Countless hours of volunteer. I would even dare to say how many hours, thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of total volunteer hours in the last 35 years have been generated because of Swamp Gravy and the economic engine that it has been also in cultural tourism for our community.
Absolutely.
Guys, we appreciate y'all. Jennifer, tell them once again before y'all leave how to get tickets.
Go to swampgravy.com. You can buy them there, or you can call the box office at 229-758-5450.
Guys, there's tickets left. Go get them while you can. We appreciate our guests tonight, Jennifer Trawick, Mike Stewart. God bless y'all. We appreciate you very much. Y'all have a blessed evening.
You too.
Thank you, Corey.
I tell you what,
that was awesome. That was awesome.
Marvin,
Yes,
Marvin, I know some folks might not want this, but you talking about things that happen in that community over there, and that's what makes it so interesting. They've been doing it 35 years. They got to be getting close to, well, having to get to little meetings and scratch their head on what can we do next. But the Battle of Floydtown would make one heck of a Swamp Gravy, in my opinion, if you could ever get the story told.
I got a feeling he's going to tell me to go to a commercial break on that.
Yeah, go ahead and run a commercial on that one right there. Yeah.
Hey, and that woman laughing in the background right back there was there from day one. Miss Karen. Miss Karen was there from day one. Matter of fact, some of the songs that they still do, the opening song and some of the songs came from her pen. And that goes back a long, long time ago. And it's still, hey, glory to God, it's still going strong. It is a testament and a statement to our community and to the volunteers of our community. Hey, go get your tickets. It's not too late. You can go tomorrow night or Saturday night. Go see it. I hear it's a great show. Guys, that was a true story I told about getting cussed out at a funeral.
Can I tell you a true story about funeralizing somebody, Mark?
Yeah.
I remember when I was a young'un, at my Uncle Dink, he had a wife, Aunt Ethelda. And Aunt Ethelda she was mean as a snake. She cussed him from the time he woke up every morning till the time he went to sleep at night. And Aunt Ethelda suddenly died. It was way back there. She suddenly passed in the night. And so he called the funeral director and called Mr. McKinstry, and he didn't have no money for no embalming or anything like that. He said, Mr. McKinstry, how you want to bury that Dink? He said, well, you got a box, and you got a pine box. Mr. McKinstry said, yeah, we got one. So got a pine box. He said, let's get him put it in a pine box. We'll take it out there to Bellevue Church. we'll have a service out there, and then we'll go ahead and bury him. Well, they had the funeral. Aunt Ethelda laying up there in the coffin looking natural, This was the next day, no embalming, this was the next day. They don't go ahead and get Aunt Ethelda. Go ahead and get her in the ground. But anyway, they were pallbearers, they were lined up, only three of them on each side of the casket there. They were walking out of the church. And they was a loose plank right there when you walk out the door. They was a loose plank. And three of the pallbearers hit that loose plank. And when they did, the casket dropped down on the floor there, and the casket popped open. Well, Aunt Ethelda, she popped up. she wasn't dead. She was just comatose. But when they dropped that casket on the floor, she woke up and she was looking around. Where's she at? And Uncle Dick, he looking over there. Well, she went on and she lived about 20 more years. And anyway, she passed again, died again. Uncle Dick, he didn't have no money for no embalming or nothing. And anyway, same thing at the church. They were going walking out the door with Uncle Dick said, "Y'all watch out for that loose board."
Can, can I get
Coming back, did he?
can I get let me get a quick one in here. And this just that is a heck of a show for them to do on cemeteries, funerals, and stuff like that. My father was a photographer by trade. George Platt Studio, 115 North Main Street, Enterprise, Alabama. Uh, and one of the strangest things I remember as a child, I would go with him from time to time to take pictures at different places. And there was a family in the rural county, I believe it was Geneva County. I'm not, I, it's been a long time. I do remember this part. It was back when still, and I was probably 8, 9 years old. And it was back when Floyd, you remember, had the wakes. A lot of them still were having the wakes at the houses, at the homes of the dearly departed. And that's what was going on. And they called my daddy to go down there and make a picture of the man in the casket because they did not, and I understand if the family did not have a recent photograph of the man.
Mm-hmm.
Get down there and, the casket's laying this away, and you got to get up and try to get that way to get the picture. And one of the sons of the dearly departed said, "Well, let's just put him on the bed." And they got that man out of the casket and laid him on the bed like he was just asleep, where a more natural looking picture could be taken of a dead man.
Well, that was the last picture ever took of him, I guarantee you.
It was the last one ever took of him.
I got my friend Ted Airy up there in Albany. What we talking about? Talking about funeral story. My friend Ted Airy. He's been on our show before. One of the best friends we got in the world. Used to be in Swamp Grave, in fact. He had his daddy was a preacher. His daddy was a Methodist preacher. They used to, like you talking about, Charlie, they bring the folks out to the house and they'd have a setting up. I mean, they set up all night with them. They had a setting up. And Ted and his younger brother, Ted was probably 10 years old, and his younger brother probably 6 or 7. Anyway, they was in there with their daddy. He was visiting and consoling with the family. They had probably all gone back in the kitchen, back in there, got them some macaroni and cheese and some fried chicken, something they was eating on it. Well, Ted and his younger brother was the only two that was up there with the corpse in the living room. And Ted he's always been a prankster, if you will. He's always wanted to prank or live on the edge, if you will. Anyway, he had him a piece of paper and wrote on a note, "Help, I'm not dead." he said, hey, he said, here, he said, give it to his younger brother. He said, go up there and put this in his hand. And see, Ted was gonna go get the paper back. They were gonna retrieve the note from the dead man before the folks come back in. Well, anyway, his younger brother come up back, and he wasn't tall enough to get it back and put it in the casket. Well, so he just throwed it in the casket. The note, he said the note kind of floated around like that and went up under the curtain with the man in there. Said, went up under the curtain about help, I'm not. And his brother lived in terror until they planted that man. He said, we knew we was going to wind up in the reformatory if they found that note. He said, man, when they had that funeral, they laid him down. Woo, he was so happy. Nobody knows.
Oh, me. Charlie, tell them about Sawega Meat Company.
If you haven't tried it, now is the time to do it. We're talking about quality, a lot of it locally produced beef right here Southeast Alabama, Southwest Georgia. The processing plant is on Highway 27 between Colquitt and Blakely. That's one location of Sawega Meats. And you got the location in Headland on US 431 next to Alabama Power. Great cuts of steak, whether it be the T-bone, the filet, and New York strip, ribeye, everybody's favorite. Whatever you want, they'll cut it for you. Great ground beef, great sausage. They make their own. Great quality, a lot of it locally produced meat. You'll find no better in this area than Sawega Meat. Also at the Headland location, you can buy products from Working Cows Dairy down in Slocum, Alabama. They got the cheeses in there, all kind of different casseroles that you can just pop in the oven and complete a great dinner in very little time at all. They'll help you put the meal on the table. It'll be quality. You won't find any better. Sawega Meats, located in Headland on 431 next to Alabama Power, and US 27 between Blakely and Colquitt.
Hey guys, it's trivia time here on Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show, brought to us by our good friends Southern Hissy Fits. Embroidery, t-shirts, tumblers, custom logos, and designs. 109 West College Street in Colquitt, Georgia. Go by and see Miss Vicky. Give her a call. The number's on the screen there. Let her know what you need, and I promise you one thing, Miss Vicky will take care of whatever you need, whether it's custom work or whether it's one of the t-shirts or fine gifts that she has in there. Just go by and visit with her. Tonight's winner of the trivia will receive a car tag, custom logoed, licensed car tag of Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show, compliments of Southern Hissy Fits. All right, boys, got a little different trivia question tonight. Little different trivia question. I know this is small writing, but I'm going to kind of read some of it. This is a list of requirements for a dressing room for a star. Now, you can tell it was written by a typewriter and then some other hand, so you know kind of the age on it. But these were 37 items that this star of the day required in their dressing room if you signed a contract to have them perform. You'll notice there like color TV, upright piano, telephones, 24 sodas, 2 chicken salad sandwiches, 3 cans of Campbell's chicken and rice soup, 12 rolls of cherry lifesavers, 12 rolls of assorted lifesavers, and 12 boxes of Luden cough drops, cherry and honey. A bag of miniature Tootsie Rolls, a bowl of pretzels and chips, salt and pepper tea bags, honey, 12 water glasses, 12 wine glasses, hand towels, 2 bars of Ivory soap.
That's the one that got me right there. That's the one that got me.
Yeah, that don't get
Anybody that
bad
bathes in Ivory soap they have alligator hide for skin.
They must have some like some nasal issues. 6 boxes of Kleenex.
What you talking about?
And all soda, all room, 75%
Now, I ain't sure whoever this is could go on, because if they drank all that Absolute vodka, the Jack and Daniels, the Chivas Regal, and all the other stuff listed at the top of that page, they ain't gonna be able to walk on the stage. They might get rolled out
Here's
there.
the ironic thing. This was from many years ago, but this is a lot of what the stars require. Now, of course, this was a big, I will give you a hint of that, a big star of the day. But this is what was required with a contract. They're called riders on their contract.
Riders in the contract, exactly
what was
right.
required of if you booked this person to perform.
That Ivory soap's got me through. It's got me.
We already got.
I mean, how in the world did anybody bathe in Ivory soap?
Vic Hunter with the winner. Vic Hunter's done won it. Frank Sinatra is the correct answer. That was.
Get out of here.
Well, I got to
Sinatra.
Yeah.
Lord,
Mr. Crooner himself.
Yep.
I didn't understand the vodka, Jack Daniels, and all that, but what about the lifesavers? That man eat that many lifesavers?
I don't know. Hey,
Probably.
Carl Crispin sent me George Possum Jones.
No, George didn't want the only thing George wanted was ice and whiskey and mixers. That would be it.
Oh, but yeah, that was Frank Sinatra. Hey, Vic, we owe you a car tag. My brother swing by Hissy Fits and pick you up one there. But hey, that was it. That was his literal riders on his contract. Listen to this one. Prince. Prince required bowls of purple M&Ms in his hotel room and a pool table with purple felt and Prince logo in the middle of the pool table.
You know what I say about Prince?
Don't
don't
say
care.
no there. Hey,
Thank
now
you.
here's
Bro.
another good one. This one goes back to this is gospel music. At one time, the Happy Goodman family, you had to provide them a white, not black, a white Yamaha grand piano for the concert for them to perform.
That's in addition to the whole hog that was required to feed them.
Yeah, feed our investment.
Hey, man,
I've got. I will dig through my souvenirs. I've got a contract where I was both the promoter and the representative of a Hank Williams Jr. show that was here in Dothan. I'll pull that old rider, and I think I'll probably have it correct. It was like a quart of Jim Beam whiskey and 2 or 3 cases of Budweiser beer.
That was just for Frank Jr.
And then,
I mean, for not Frank. Yeah, that would that Hank Jr.
no, that was for. Actually, most of that was consumed by one member of the band. It was 2 cases of Budweiser a day that was consumed by my good friend, and glad to call him a friend, Eddie Long, Cowboy Eddie Long. And he is totally sober, been sober since 2011.
He ain't had no room no more.
Saved, sanctified, and preaches, and he is still the steel guitar player for Jamie Johnson. And also produces
Did he
Jamie
play
Johnson.
the guitar
Cowboy-
about the prison down there in Rayford? Did he play the guitar on that? That was a lap guitar. He might not have played that. Man, that's all.
Was it a lap
Yeah,
steel?
it was a lap. Yeah, it was a lap guitar.
It might.
He played. Man, that's awesome.
Charlie, I wasn't laughing at that, but David Kimball put that Vestal required 12 cans of Aquanet.
She got to have that Aquanet hairspray. Man, that woman had a hairdo.
And look at him. That's why they had signs on the stage: no smoking within
No
500
open
feet.
flame. No open flame around Vestal.
How many cans of hairspray you reckon that woman went through in her lifetime? And cases.
Hey, she individually, she destroyed the ozone layer. The ozone.
Hey,
Individually.
yeah. Charlie, I want you to do TK's ad because Floyd's got to get somebody on the telephone.
Who's got? Oh, okay. I got you. TK's. Look at here. You talk about a fine place to eat, relaxed atmosphere. I'm coming over there in the next week just on the word of Queasel, Floyd, and Marvin, because this is one of the sponsors I have not partaken of their product, and that would be TK's Bar and Grill. They talk about catfish, some of the best you'll ever put in your mouth, whether you want the fried fillets, whether you want it blackened, grilled, it don't matter. Great sandwiches, quality food, quality folks who know who you are when you walk in there. Once you've been in there a couple of times, you're not just a customer, you're part of TK's family. Whether it's lunch or dinner, you won't find any better than TK's Bar and Grill right there in Colquitt, 571 North Cuthbert Street.
And Floyd, I think we're joined right now by the produce professor himself on the phone for some gardening tips.
Woo!
Oh yeah, we got the professor of produce, the produce professor on the line. None other than Mr. Charles Pickle here in Colquitt, Georgia, Miller County, Georgia. I got him on the line. Charles been he's what you call a South Georgia dirt farmer. Been that way since he was about 10 years old, driving them international tractors, standing up around them picking peanuts with them old super long peanut pickers. So he knows his way around a peanut field. He knows his way around a field of greens, collard greens, mustard greens, turnip greens. Knows his way around a lot of stuff that's grown on the farm, and he knows his way around a pecan orchard. big pecan grower used to be, and he still does it. He still has pecan trees, still doing it. Got him on the line, Mr. Charles Pickle. Hey, Mr. Charles, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing fine. How y'all doing?
Man, we fine. We fine. Good to hear from you. Hope you all doing well. Hope you and Miss Pam doing well up there.
Oh yeah, we are.
Up there, y'all doing good, and we doing good down here. Look at here. We got a lot of people asking us about what to do this time of the year, and I tell them, I said, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I know, that like if like getting ready, for the upcoming crop, getting ready for what you're gonna plant, because there ain't nothing growing right now. Ain't hardly nothing growing right now. But why don't you kind of give us an update on what folks need to do to the crops? Anything that they need to do to the pecan orchard, or anything they need to do to any kind of crops they growing, any kind of produce crops they growing in the garden there? Kind of give us an update on what we need to do to make a good crop.
Okay, well, right now it's about time to fertilize pecan trees.
All right.
And those that's got small trees, you put 12-8-8, the zinc special, comes in a 50-pound bag, and you put 3 pounds per inch of diameter of the tree up to a maximum of 1 pound for one bag to the tree. And that's about all right now. It's not quite time to do any spray or anything, because we ain't got no bud breaks.
Mm-hmm. And look here, Charles, one thing I noticed that old folks say is that when the pecan trees bud out, that all the signs of all the cold weather's gone. Is there anything to that, or is that just an old wives' tale?
Well, since I've been farming pecans, I've had it 1 year that they got bit. But most of the time, that's right. When you see them go to bud now, the cold weather gone. That's
kind of a sign. That's been it for a long time. That's been the measure right there about your cold weather. But I've heard that ever since I was young. Oh, son, you don't worry about jumping out there planting nothing. You see them pecan trees budding out. But that's a good thing to know. Sometimes, most of the time, it's truth, isn't it?
That's right. It's true. And when you see them budding out like that, you can go ahead and plant whatever you want to then.
I like it. Yep. Well, what you got growing in your garden this time?
Well, we fixing to do away with the collards and the mustard. Everything got a season.
Yep.
I got my onions that you always plant around Thanksgiving, the Vidalia type onions.
Right.
And then you put the gold chemical on them to control the grass and weeds.
I noticed one time I saw in your garden there, and I kind of got admonished about it. There was some weeds growing up in the middles in there. And I think your wife kind of admonished me about talking about it.
I think she said she's straight.
I think you're right. but what's going on with the onions? When the onions gonna be ready?
Well, we just taken the first setting of dirt away from them. If you don't take dirt away from them, they just grow up and won't flatten out. But anytime you find an onion or eat an onion, the flatter it is, the sweeter it is.
Come on.
You put calcium nitrate on them.
Say again now, what you
make you hot.
Ammonium nitrate or calcium nitrate? Calcium nitrate? Calcium, okay. That'll make them make them sweet.
That's right.
Now what'd you say ammonium nitrate will make them be?
Make them hot.
Hot. Well, you don't want to do that. No ammonium nitrate. If y'all got onions growing in your garden, do not put ammonium nitrate on what he's telling you.
That's exactly right. And then, like I say, we just take the first dirt away from them. By the time April 1st gets here, you don't want nothing but the root in the ground. You want the whole onion on top of the ground. That way it'll size up and it'll stay flat.
Let me ask you this about that, taking that dirt away from them. That sounds like that's a kind of a process that somebody needs to know what they're doing and able to do that. Especially if everybody got a bigger garden as you got. You got to pull that dirt away from the root, away from the plant. If you got a little small garden, same thing applies. See, if you got 100 plants set out, you got to pull that dirt away from the onion.
That's right. That way it'll size up.
Mm-hmm. And you say the flatter the onion is, the sweeter the onion is.
Yes, sir. On any onion you eat.
You're exactly right. I agree 100%. Because I've got some onions, they call themselves sweet onions. They'll be round, kind of coming up to a point there. And them things be, man, they be like them regular old yellow onions that hot as fire.
Look like a light bulb.
That's exactly right. Sure do. Don't stay away from them if you want your sweet onion, what you say.
That's right. Yes, sir.
What else you got growing? You got anything else growing? Any peas?
Ain't got anything else growing. We have done away with the cabbage and the broccoli and Brussels sprouts and everything. So we fixed to get ready probably about middle of April to start planting some snap beans and some squash.
Mm-hmm.
Won't be long for the peas to be right behind them.
Amen, brother. Well, let me tell you what you do job out there. You feed a lot of people out there too, Charles. I tell you, a lot of people, a lot of my widow women friends and folks that go out there and you tell them just come on, help yourself. And I tell you what, you do a great job. It's a blessing for what you do, and just keep doing. You don't need to change nothing of what you doing. Y'all listen to us. Y'all listen to the produce professor, the South Georgia Dirt Farmer on our show. Every week he's going to be on there with us. He's been one of our main viewers as long as we've been on, and one of our good friends and one of our good neighbors here in Colquitt, Georgia. Thank you, Charlie. I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you for the info.
Yes,
You
Thank
bet.
you for having me on.
You bet. Bye bye.
Hey guys, Phillips Auto Parts in the Holstered 9, Colquitt, Georgia. All your auto parts needs for your tractors, for your farming, for your automobile, for your home, whatever you need in auto parts wise, for car washing, rabbit pellet grills, Floyd B. Lloyd rabbit pellet grills, gifts for the ladies and men. Phillips Auto Parts, right next door to them, the Holstered 9. Holstered 9. Full service firearms store. Handguns, long guns, shotguns, ammunition, hunting paraphernalia, hunting blinds, anything you need. And they even have access to a gunsmith on staff that can work on your firearms. Our good friends at the Holstered 9 and Phillips Auto Parts, a proud sponsor here on Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. And another good friend of ours, our friend Mr. T.C. Berryhill, BerryhillAuctioneers.com. Proprietor in general, Mr. T.C. Berryhill, our friend, our confidant, our sponsor in exclusivity and perpetuity of the world famous Floyd's List of Impossibilities and a whole lot more.
Yeah, I mean, right. Hold on just a second.
I tell you what, I'm glad we got the professor on. I got to get out there and sit around with him for a while and watch this operation go.
He got it going on. I tell you, and it's like what Marvin told y'all at the first. You ain't gonna find this nowhere else. Now, used to you can find stuff like this on the Charlie Platt show when he was on Channel 18 that every morning. But you ain't gonna find this stuff nowhere else. There's things that help you in life. It's interesting, or at least we think it's interesting. If you don't think it's interesting, cut us off. Kill us off. Just go somewhere else.
And hey, just like about the swamp gravy community service, y'all got them. Let us know. We would love to promote them. Just like Brooks Carter, he said they had a great time last Saturday night and raised a lot of money for Miss Mary Edison, cancer victim, and had a great time at the wrestling match and appreciated us for promoting that.
Before Floyd gets in, let me say this. Go back to swamp gravy. If it hadn't been for swamp gravy, I don't know if I would have met my three friends over there in Southwest Georgia. I might have met the one Floyd, but as far as Marvin and Queasel were concerned, I don't know if I'd ever met y'all until the swamp gravy.
Just think, Charlie, how full your life is now because you met.
I tell you, I never will forget that night I went over to see swamp gravy. Queasel, you guys had come over and done the show, and I get to the actual production. Queasel waited on me. I think he took up my ticket at the front of the place. He waited on me in the concession stand, and he was one of the stars of the show. He did it all.
Full service, man.
Full service.
What do you call it? Ambidextrous and double jointed.
Well, I tell you what, boys, I've been busy this week. Y'all got to forgive me out there in TV land because I ain't got a whole lot of Floyd's impossibilities. But I do want to kind of I got an opinion here. I want to talk about a minute. I noticed this afternoon, me and Nadine watching TV this afternoon, and anarchists came into Trump Towers and taking over Trump's hotel in New York City.
Oh yeah.
And what I want to emphasize to these radicals, to these fools, because they don't have any sense. Logic and reason is completely out of their vocabulary. They understand nothing about it. And one of my impossibilities here is going to address that. But Donald Trump in the city of New York City, Donald Trump has probably produced more sales tax and tax revenue from real estate than any other human being has ever done in New York City. So that y'all can ride up and down the streets without having, potholes everywhere and your street lights are all shut out and all that. He's provided more jobs for people probably than anybody has ever provided in the city of New York City. Paid more taxes, made it a destination for people to come to, Trump Towers and all of his properties and all that, and some of the most expensive property in New York City that anybody can live in. And these anarchists come into his building and they're going to demand that he release a Muslim terrorist. They've got a Muslim terrorist that's going around. He's the one that's inciting all these riots on these college campuses, all this stuff. He's the man, straight 100% Muslim terrorist. Trump collars him. They collar him. They do something with him. Now, these cake-fed people that have come into all of them got the same T-shirt on. You thank George Soros for all of the same colored T-shirts, all the checks that he's given to all of them. You think all you leftist liberals out there that are such lunatics, you can thank George Soros for that. So, and George Soros has not provided one thing of productive anything for the United States of America, anything that he has touched. Donald Trump is just the opposite. He's provided jobs. He's provided revenue. He's provided a vision for New York City. And you get these fools that come in here, all of them young. No, they ain't all of them young, because I seen one of those stupid white woman in there. She had green, purple, blue, pink hair, all that. She's in there with a T-shirt on. All of them got the same kind of T-shirt. It's all totally organized, totally orchestrated. Come into Trump Towers and gonna stop him. And here's what one of the impossibilities that I came up with for that. It's the impossibility that any of the Trump Tower anarchists, and that's what they are, ever had anyone to tell them no, or to ever had a belt put on their backside. None of them have ever done that. Nobody's ever told them, no, you can't do that. But they don't get it, man. They don't, and they are not, let me tell y'all, let me preach a minute. They're not going to go away. They're not going to quit. They are on a mission. They're on a mission that anything that Donald Trump does or says, they're against it. So get ready for it. You ain't seen nothing yet. Next one. It's the impossibility of Hillary Clinton's drawers smell like anything other than scorched chitlins. I'm done.
Woo!
Hey, Charlie,
Mercy.
before I go to the weather, we got to wish you a happy birthday. I just found this out. Floyd, today was your landscaping professional's birthday.
What?
Oh,
He ain't told me nothing about it. Look at there he is.
Leotis, happy birthday.
72 years old today.
How in the world did I miss that? He ain't told me nothing about his birthday. So I know I got to get him a card tomorrow with at least a 20 in there.
Floyd, look at them shoes.
I know it. Hey, look at him. He could run. He could run for mayor and get elected in Congress. He could become city manager of Coffee.
He could also double as fire chief.
There you go.
Yeah.
Look at that hat he got on. Look at that hat. Man. You talking about a hat, man. That's a boy dog hat right there he got on. He got them false teeth all shined up, man. He grinning from one end to the other. Got him some donuts or something in his pack, guy. Lord have
Hey,
mercy, no.
but I promise you this: he's one of our best friends. You can count
We
on
love
that.
Leotis. If everybody was
Yep.
like Leotis, let me tell you what you could do tonight. You could lay down and leave all your doors unlocked. You could leave your key in your car.
Yep.
We may not be on the moon, but you could do that.
Listen to me. Listen to Kelly, Crop Insurance, Colquitt, Georgia. Thank you, folks, for what you do for keeping agriculture rolling in this part of the country because they could not do it without you. Kelly Crop Insurance, Colquitt, Georgia. Thank you, folks, over there. As the farming community thanks you. Now, listen up, everybody. I got to give me a little time here. Everything I see and all the different opinions of the experts, I hope they are all wrong or 90% of them are wrong. But what they're saying is, and I can see it now, 80 degrees tomorrow, 58 the low in the morning. That's about where we are probably right now. 83 on Saturday. You're bumping summertime temperatures almost there with a big frontal boundary coming in Saturday night. They are predicting a really, really moderate to good chance that we are going to have severe thunderstorms and we are going to see possibly some tornadoes in this big system moving through. They're talking about straight line winds, 60 to 70 miles an hour possible. I hope tomorrow they revise that down. I hope Saturday they take it down a little bit more. But be ready. Have you a source that you can follow your weather Saturday night into Sunday? Right now, for us, we're looking at a time frame of 10 to 10 or 11 to 11 if you're over in Southwest Georgia. 11 at Saturday night to 11 o'clock Sunday morning. That is going to be the biggest risk of your severe weather hitting. So be weather wise. And let me go ahead and tell you this. If you don't have a weather radio, you got time, get one. Everybody needs one. If you are going to a broadcast service, it be radio or TV, may I suggest, as pretty much an expert in that field, 99.7 WOOF in Dothan, Alabama will have someone live in their studio 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Some of these other stations, yeah.
Charlie, let me say this too. Many communities, I know Colquitt does, if you go to your local government website, we have a service here called Code Red. Other communities have them where that if there is a severe thunderstorm or a tornado warning issued by National Weather Service, it will call or text your phone and let you know. And those are free services provided by most of the governments in the area. I would go to your county or EMA's page and you can get a link to those and download them. I promise you they're well worth it. It may be during the middle of the night you get a phone call, but that call is calling to tell you that there's a tornado warning.
Follow it any way you can. But going back to the broadcast, one more little bit on that. If the power goes out and you can't get a phone call or your phone's not charged up, you need a radio station that's going to be on. I know unless something has changed in the last few years I've been off the air, Channel 4 does not have a generator at their studios in downtown Dothan. Channel 18 ain't got a generator at all that I know of. 4 might have one on the tower down there in Florida. The only people that I know that have somebody in their studio all the time and generators at the studio and transmitter is WOOF 99.7. So there's a 99.7% chance they're going to be on the air when nobody else is. And they don't pay me, but I just, when the weather hits and you're running around trying to find something and you go to what you normally listen to and it ain't nothing there, or they're playing music and it's all computer driven, which 99% of it is nowadays. I want somebody there that can tell me what's going on right now. And if they got power at both places, they can tell me. If the other folks ain't got generators at all, they can't tell me nothing. And I want everybody to be very much aware of what's going on this weekend, especially during that time period, late Saturday night till Sunday morning is a chance for some rough stuff. And Marvin, you might want to add to that. Have y'all had a webinar yet?
We'll be having one tomorrow at 2:30, and then they said there would be one at either 9:30 or 2:30 on Saturday.
And what I gave you, is it pretty much what you're hearing as city manager?
Yep, identical to what you said. We are all under the gun, and they do it in colors. Red is the worst, then orange, then yellow, and then green. We are in the orange.
That's right.
And I even saw some back toward your way, Charlie, that were hatched. And when it's hatched, that means it's even worse. So, Southeast Alabama, over around Andalusia, Op in that area, y'all.
West of there is where they're looking for the really bad from what you're saying, right around Op, Alabama, west over into near Monroeville and some of those areas over to I-65, if you will. Those are going to be the big. But look, we're under that next to the worst category, so take it serious, folks. 70-mile-an-hour winds can even straight line winds can take trees down. We've had good rain around here the last few days, Floyd, enough to make the ground soft enough to take a tree up, don't you think?
Yep.
So
got that ground loose around it. Go over.
Be mindful of what you're doing this weekend and your weather. Thank y'all for tuning in. We just had a good time tonight. I did. Good to hear Charles Pickles' voice on the show. I mean, he is a legend over in that part of the country and a true great citizen of that area. And I look forward to him being on, giving us some good advice. We appreciate you folks watching. We love you. Pray for our nation. Pray for hey, after you say that bunch of idiots today, pray again for the protection of Donald J. Trump, because they're going to ride him and needle him until I don't think he'll give up at all. He's too tough, but they're too stupid to understand that. So it's going to continue. So continue for prayers for our nation and protection of our leaders. Floyd?
Thank you, Charlie. Great show. Enjoyed being with y'all tonight. Appreciate all y'all tuning in and listening to us, being our friends. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all's input. Appreciate y'all being with us. Go visit with our sponsors. Y'all go check them out. They got some good products. If we didn't think it was a good product, we wouldn't advertise it on there. And Marvin, I tell you, there's one I think we forgot to do tonight. It's Spooner Ranch Services.
And I'm glad you reminded me right there. I got it right here before me. See, it takes all of us to make this engine roll. It takes it all, but why don't you do it since you brought it up while you're there?
Well, he's a good friend over old Matt Spooner over there in Iron City, Georgia, raised on a cow farm. He's been working all his life. He knows he can fix anything. He can build anything. He can do anything. I want y'all to talk to this man. That's some of his fence work that he does right there. And that is a beautiful picture. If you need any fencing done, I want high-end fencing, mesh fencing, the entranceway for your farm. Look at that straight fence that he's run through there. Now you could shoot a 30-30 rifle right down across that thing right there. It'll follow it all the way across. Look how good that fence post was, how tight that wire was. That's what you want. Y'all check him out at Spooner Ranch Services in Iron City, Georgia. Local farm boy, a family's been farming for the last 200 years over there in Seminole County, Georgia. He knows what to do. He's going to be proud of his work. He's going to do it right. He's going to charge you a fair price for it. And when he gets done with it, you're going to look at it and say, man, you did a great job. Fencing, road grading, making your place look better, making your fence tight, keeping your cows in where they're supposed to be in, building you a catch pen, a corral, or whatever you need to do. Y'all see Matt Spooner at Spooner Ranch Services in Iron City, Georgia, 229-254-6089. He does things that nobody else can't do.
Thank you, Floyd, for getting me on track right there, my brother.
Ain't no problem. That's what we're
doing.
None of this is life-threatening, what we do.
Look at before Floyd goes away, he needs to say his normal goodbyes. But before I do, let me throw something in there. With this weather coming up, they got two churches over here in Dothan. I'll mention this because we try to do all we can for the communities. Westgate Church of Christ or Westgate Parkway here in Dothan will be live in mobile homes or maybe in places they don't feel that are safe. They'll be taking in folks Saturday evening or afternoon, whenever. And First Baptist Church here in Dothan has a great, they've been doing this for some time now. Their ministry is when there's bad or frigid weather, if you will, they open it up to the homeless community in this area. So I want to say a shout out to those two fine churches for what they do for this community. Floyd, I just had to throw it in there, Floyd. Go ahead.
That's great. That's great. That's what we do. Hey, if we can't do stuff like that, we might as well just close it down. Just pull the drape down, close it down. If we can't do help our community out, if we can't give advertisement for people and promote things that help other people, we might as well just stay at the house and pull all the blinds down, lock the doors, and pull the covers up over your head. But we ain't gonna do it. We're gonna keep doing exactly what we've been doing for 5 years. And if you like it, stay with us. If you don't like it, go watch a rerun of Rosie. No, go watch a rerun of Barack Hussein Obama's speech, and that'll just get you going. Do it right there. Exercise your Second Amendment rights. Always be prepared to protect yourself and your family's safety. Be vigilant of your surroundings.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to me. I can't emphasize this enough. I see too many, especially young people in malls and young people that are at restaurants. They have no idea what's going on around them. They got their head stuck in that phone. Right there. They got that phone stuck to their head, and that they're worshiping at the altar of the cell phone. You have no idea what people around you are doing. What you need to do is look around you and see who those people are and see what they're doing. And you need to understand, you need to realize that what if, and you need to have you an escape route. I know I'm throwing a lot on you. I'm preaching to you, but I'm telling you, be vigilant of your surroundings. Surround yourself with like-minded people. Befriend as many people as you can that think like you do. And your life will be a lot better. Than night when you lay down, put your head on that pillow, and start going to sleep, you thank God Almighty for what He's done for you today, just today. And you'll go to sleep, and you'll still be thankful. And one other thing, check on old folks, especially somebody that might be living by themselves. Check on them. Give them a phone call. How you doing, man? Do you need anything? Can I come help you do something? I'm preaching again. But I'm going to tell you, if you live long enough, you're going to be old too. And you're going to want somebody checking on you. So if y'all do those things, and look at it, we love y'all. We love y'all. Y'all tune us in. We appreciate y'all being with us. And, we'll see y'all next week if we can. Go ahead, Mark.
Hey, guys, love you. Appreciate you. Big shout out tonight to LAE Farms, Spooner Ranch Services, TK's Bar and Grill, Ziggy B's Seafood Market, Sowega Meat Company, Phillips Auto Parts in the Holstered Nine, Shingler Law, Southern Hissy Fits, Berry Hill Auctioneers, and Kelly Crop Insurance. Thank y'all. We appreciate you being sponsors here, Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. You know what I'm going to tell you? Go to church Sunday if it's where you can. Worship the Lord. Give Him His due. Our scripture comes this week from the book of Romans. And if the spirit of Him who raised Jesus from the dead is living in you, He who raised Christ from the dead will also give life to your mortal bodies through His Spirit who lives in you. Hey, keep your head up. Keep trusting in the Lord. Keep worshiping the Lord. Do something good for somebody. Love somebody. Forgive somebody. Lord willing, and the creek doesn't rise, we'll be right back here next week. Same place, same time for more Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. But until then, no matter what you do, no matter where you go, no matter who you do it with, no matter whether you're dropping off your deceased loved one for a layaway on ice, always be
particular.
we love y'all.